Welcome back to Inside Eastern Utah. I'm your host, Scotty Draper, and we are here with USU Eastern Chancellor Joe Peterson. Today we have been talking a bit about the growth of the university over the past few years, specifically the past couple of years with new sports programs, new academic programs that have been coming to the university, and now we're going to talk a bit about the future. So Joe, you are going to be retiring here at the end of June, kind of an end of an era. Can you speak to that?
Well, whenever an academic leader comes to a campus or a place, the academic leader brings energy and insights, and inevitably the academic leader runs through his or her ideas and runs through his or her energy. And after a certain number of years, it's time for a new person to come take control and bring a new set of ideas, a new reservoir of energy. And I've enjoyed my time here tremendously. I felt like I've had important things to contribute, but tell you the truth, I've run through my bag of tricks, and I think it's a great time for somebody else to take a look at the Price campus and at the Blanding campus and bring to bear their bag of tricks.
You certainly had a big bag of tricks though, because you came on right when the merger was happening with USU, which was a big undertaking. That was a busy time to come to the helm. Can you tell us what that was like coming in at that time?
Well, it was a tremendous amount of fun for me personally. As I said earlier, I'm from the area. My dad, Chaz Peterson, was a history professor at CEU, and I grew up on the campus. I said in my application that I had stolen pop bottles out of every office on the campus. I took them over to...
And they still let you back, huh?
They still let me back. I took them over to the IGA store and traded them for grape-flavored bubble gum. And, you know, I went to the Milky Way, and so I know the place from the late 50s and the 60s. And I was so excited to come back. When I came, the campus was under some resource stress. It was facing money trouble, and as a way of addressing that money trouble, some people had suggested that it look at merging with another college or university in the state, and Utah State University stepped forward. And that really was under the leadership of Stan Albrecht, who was a fabulous president. He himself retired a year or two ago in Logan, but it was his initiative to bring CEU and Utah State University together. Now, the great fear that existed in our community was that CEU was this community's college.
Sure.
And there was an ownership, and this was our hometown place, and the community had invested its identity and its pride, and there was some nervousness,
of course,
about whether the institution would continue to be the community's institution.
Yes, change can be intimidating.
Change can be intimidating, it's true. But one of the things that I tried to do, and I hope I had some measure of success, was I tried to be motivated always by my love of this community.
Of course.
This is my hometown, and these are the people I grew up with and went to elementary school with, and these are the people in the world that I care most about. And part of that was trying to position the Price campus as this community's campus. It belongs to this place, and it serves this place, and it loves this place, and it wants nothing more than to make this place prosper and to make our children able to pursue their goals and be happy and well-adjusted and successful. And so there was some nervousness that this would not be the community's campus. And one of the things that I have addressed over the years is that this place is motivated by a love. The Utah State University Eastern is motivated primarily by a love of the region. We set as our mission that we create and sustain our region. We devote our resources to helping our region become what it needs to be. And we continue to be motivated by this. We continue to face the same nervousness about whether or not this campus really does belong to the community, but it's my feeling that it does. On Saturday, at our commencement, I looked out across this gigantic crowd and I said, would anybody who studied at or got a degree from Carbon College please stand up? And many people stood up. They tended to be somewhat elderly, but there were a lot of people there who had studied at Carbon College. And I thank them for building a foundation. And they did build a foundation that was taken over by the College of Eastern Utah. And I said, please, anybody who studied at or got a degree from the College of Eastern Utah, stand up. And more people stood up. They're younger.
Yes.
And I thank them for continuing to build on the foundation of Carbon College. So the College of Eastern Utah was a new name and in some ways some new programs that build upon the foundation laid into place by Carbon College.
Yes.
Then I said, anybody who studied at or received degrees from Utah State University, please stand up. And of course, the entire graduating class stood up. They'd all studied there. And lots of people in the room. You know, lots and lots of people have graduated and studied at Utah State University on the Price campus. And in the same way that CEU was building on the foundation that was laid into place by Carbon College, Utah State University now builds on the foundation that was laid into place by the College of Eastern Utah. And an important concept is that that foundation is not erased.
No.
It's not subsumed, nor does it go away. It's there, and there's a pride in our history as the College of Eastern Utah, and a pride in our history as Carbon College. But our future is definitely a future of Utah State University. The merger has brought so many benefits to us. The expanded menu of offerings that we can provide for students, the way that we can serve our community is so much better, and we're on such a more solid footing, and we should not be reluctant or resentful that Utah State University builds and evolves the place. It's true, it's changed.
Yes,
but
that foundation is still there. The base is there.
Yeah. So when somebody says, you know, I was worried that the College of Eastern Utah would be erased. It's not erased. It's there.
Yeah.
You know, all the stones in the foundation are what make it solid and what makes it work and be healthy right now. And so, to your viewers, I just say, be proud. That we are Utah State University, in the same way that you can be proud that we were the College of Eastern Utah and be proud that we were Carbon College. These are elements of identity. It's who we are, and we're proud of those things. But our future, I think, is a Utah State University future.
Yes. I love hearing you speak about it because you just light up, and I can tell just how passionate you've been over these years. So I think it might be a little bittersweet, but like you said, new ideas and new leadership, fresh perspectives are always good to keep evolving. So when your time comes up here in the end of June, what are your plans for the future, and what do you think the future is going to look like for the university?
Well, one of the one of the elements of sorrow for me is that I have all of my grandchildren live in St. George, Utah.
Of course.
And I would say that my wife is addicted to grandchildren, but I am too. And I long to be near my children and my grandchildren. And so we will be moving to St. George, where I own a house. So part of my plans are to, I love to build and remodel old homes. I've done it a lot in my life. And it's more a hobby than it is a chore. It's like a creative outlet. So I'm gonna remodel an older home and set up my base of operations in St. George. It'll take me some time, I'm sure, to take care of my affairs here in Carbon County. I'll always be a Carbon County boy. My schoolmates and my friends are now prominent members of our community. I went to school with Kevin Worthen, who is the president of BYU. I went to school with Brad King. We were in the same elementary school, and there are probably dozens of others. And I meet my old classmates all the time, and I know where I came from and how important Price, Utah is to me and my identity and what I care about and what I think is important in the world. But I will be moving to St. George.
Yes. Well, you know, those grandkids are important, and they always say, when you retire, you don't really have more time. You just have more things to replace that time with, and that's going to be grandkids and home projects. I'm sure the wife has a laundry list of things that she wants to do. So what do you see now for the leadership change and the future of the university in these next couple of years?
The university will immediately replace me with what's called an acting chancellor. That's a person who will move into my role without a search. And that'll be a temporary appointment. I don't know how long. It might be a year, it might be shorter than a year, it might be a couple years, I don't know. But the gentleman who is going to move into that role is a gentleman named Gary Strackwitting.
Yes.
He's been in our community for 3 years, I think, by now, and I think the community knows him and loves him. So he's a great leader,
Yes.
and he'll do wonderful things for the university. And I think eventually the university will run a search and replace the chancellor with a full-scale search, and there'll be community involvement in that search.
Yes, for a permanent position. And Gary has been doing great work over these past couple of years and become very involved in the community.
Yeah,
so.
he has, yeah.
Well, we certainly appreciate you taking a bit of your time to talk with us, Chancellor, and more than that, we appreciate these past 8 years of hard work and dedication to the area.
Scotty, it's been the highlight of my life. It's something that I just cherish, and I always will, and love this place and love the people who live here.
Well, I think I certainly speak for the community that we just thank you for your work over these years and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and have fun with those grandkids.
I will.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining another episode of Inside Eastern Utah. Stick around, we have more of your favorite programming coming up on ETV Channel 10.